On today's show, Elon Musk throws Wall Street into a frenzy by announcing on Twitter that he's considering making Tesla a privately owned company again. Audi shows off the power boost mode of its upcoming E-Tron SUV, and Porsche confirms that the 2019 Taycan will produce more than 600 horsepower. These stories and more coming next. This is Ecotricity's ecoTEC roundup show from New Zealand's only carboNZero certified renewable electricity company. We're 100% Kiwi and 50% community owned. Switch today at ecotricity.co.nz. Hi there, I'm Nikki, your resident ecoTEC host, and we're starting yet again with Tesla this week, but with a good reason. The nonchalant announcement from Tesla CEO Elon Musk on Twitter this week that said he was considering making the company private at a price of $420 per share. Stating that he had funding at that price, Musk's tweet started a chain reaction that resulted in a temporary halt to Tesla trading, as well as a jump in share price that put Tesla stock close to $390 each. In a letter to employees, Musk said that he wished Tesla to go private to enable the company to focus more on the company's future without the distraction of quarterly earnings reports or share price fluctuations. It's also known that he absolutely hates Wall Street shorts betting against the company, something that would also disappear if the company went private. However, Musk's announcement on Twitter could land him in hot water with the SEC, as it wishes to validate some of the statements he made about the privatization to ensure that they were factually correct. As you might expect, I made a more in-depth video on the news midweek, and I'll link to that in the show notes below. Continuing its push towards the launch of the 2019 Audi e-Tron, Audi has been letting select members of the media test the car's powertrain by descending down the famous Pikes Peak hill climb course in Colorado. A first for the auto industry, Audi's e-Tron SUV has a completely drive-by-wire braking system, and it's more efficient than regenerative braking systems on competing vehicles. That's something that Audi says will help it manage a WLTP test cycle range of 248.5 miles, 400 kilometers per charge. Interestingly too, there's a promised boost mode that will allow the e-Tron SUV to output up to 300 kilowatts from its dual motor all-wheel drive system for a total of 8 seconds, perfect for overtaking or quick starts. 0 to 100 kph, 0 to 62 miles per hour, is said to take less than 6 seconds. Nikola Motors, one of the many zero-emission truck manufacturers hoping to go head-to-head against Tesla and its upcoming Tesla Semi in the Class 8 trucking world, has announced that it's already secured $100 million in the month of August, funds that will certainly help it continue its drive towards full production. The funding is part of a wider $200 million C round of funding that the company is predicting will be oversubscribed, with orders from some pretty big names in the trucking world, including an 800-unit order from Anheuser-Busch. Nikola Motors is hopeful its future will be very bright indeed. Claiming $11 billion in pre-order reservations, it's going to be very interesting to see Nikola Motors and Tesla go head-to-head in this marketplace. I honestly think it's big enough for both of them. Last week, you may have remembered me talking about a promised third-generation upgrade to Tesla's Autopilot system that was designed as a drop-in replacement for existing second-generation Autopilot hardware vehicles. Well, this week, Tesla CEO Elon Musk has confirmed that very upgrade will be offered as a free hardware upgrade for all Model S, Model X and Model 3 customers who've already paid for both enhanced Autopilot and full self-driving capability packages. That means you've already laid out at least $8,000, the combined price of both packages at ordering, on making your car drive itself in the future. Free in this case is subjective. German startup Sono has been quietly working away on its Sion electric car for some time, but this week it finally announced that it's secured enough online funding to begin pre-production testing. What makes the Sono Sion special is the way it's built. There's a traditional electric motor and battery pack capable of around 155 miles, 185 kilometers of range per charge. But the car's body is also covered with solar cells, enabling it to recoup up to 18 miles of range per day simply from sitting outside in the sun. It doesn't stop there either. There's a very neat air filtration system that uses moss rather than disposable panels, further increasing the car's eco-credentials. As for the price when it goes on sale next year, just €16,000 or about 27,500 Kiwi dollars. Expect to hear more from this car very soon. New Zealand's transition to cleaner, greener transport continued this week with the announcement from the government that it will be sending another 3.9 million Kiwi dollars to 19 projects across the nation that will help promote and support electric vehicle adoption. Some of the money will be going to fund 22 more fast chargers on busy routes, as well as the funding of enough charging infrastructure at NZ Bus to support the charging of more than 50 electric buses, destined to take over the old Wellington trolley bus routes. It's all great news, and it shows that electric mobility in New Zealand keeps getting better and better. With so many new partnerships and investments in the last 6 months or so, Virgin Hyperloop One has announced that it's going to be building a brand new research facility in Spain worth an estimated 760 million Kiwi dollars. While there won't be a track there, Virgin Hyperloop One says the facility will be used to develop, test and certify components of its mass transit system, with a goal of having the centre up and running by 2020. And given the first Hyperloop systems are promised sometime in the next 10 years or so, the company has a lot on its plate between now and then to ensure its systems are completely safe and ready for public travel. To date, those wanting to transport hydrogen fuel for use in hydrogen fuel cell vehicles have either had to transport it in gaseous form or in liquid form. Both transportation methods carry their own risks because hydrogen is highly flammable. This week, however, the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Council in Australia published details of a new method it's developed for transporting and storing hydrogen. By developing a special system that can undo the Haber-Bosch process, which turns hydrogen into ammonia, the researchers say they can now successfully turn ammonia back into hydrogen. Since ammonia is more energy dense and is much safer to transport, this allows for cheaper and safer transportation of fuel. Then, when at the filling station, this new technique, which uses a newly developed membrane, removes nitrogen from the ammonia, resulting in hydrogen gas. Like its sibling company Audi, Porsche is continuing its push towards production for its upcoming Taycan electric sedan, and late last week it released some more specifications for its first all-electric car. While it still hasn't detailed battery pack capacity yet, Porsche says we'll see a range of over 500 kilometres, that's 310 miles per charge, a sub 3.5 second sprint time from standstill, and a power output of more than 440 kilowatts, or 600 horsepower. It also confirms that rapid charging from its own 800-volt rapid charging stations will take less than 15 minutes. Sadly, everything else, including price, has yet to be released. Jaguar Land Rover may have been feeling a lot happier about electric vehicles of late and has confirmed that every future Land Rover vehicle, all of which are due a refresh in the next 6 years, will either get a plug-in hybrid or all-electric drivetrain option. But this week it also unveiled the price of its 2019 Range Rover P400e in the US. At a starting price of $96,145, it's not cheap and effectively places the luxury SUV well above the entry-level Tesla Model X in the marketplace. With a range of just 31 miles in electric mode, it's not going to compete very strongly, but that said, if you really need a luxury off-roader that can be beaten up off-road, unlike Bjorn Nyland's Model X, maybe it's an option. Me? I'm going to wait for an all-electric Defender, thanks. Free trials are dangerous things. You get something for free and the company offering it then hopes that while it's free, you'll get so used to it that you'll be happy to pay for that service moving forwards. Well, that's what I assume is the logic behind Tesla's latest push to encourage people to upgrade to Autopilot. Pushed to customers' cars who don't have Autopilot already, the free 14-day trial gives unlimited enhanced Autopilot operation, after which customers will be invited to upgrade their Autopilot at a cost, of course. At $6,000, however, it's not going to be like adding extra channels to your TV subscription or adding extra minutes to your cell phone package now, is it? And finally, we started today's show with news of a company wanting to transition from public to private, and so it seems right to finish with one going the other way, specifically Canadian firm Electra Meccanica. Known for its Solo EV and Tofino Roadster, the company has just filed its IPO, offering 2.3 million shares in order to help it raise $10 million to further production goals. Although it is now currently delivering cars to Canada, the company wants to increase its output to 75,000 units in the near future. Here's hoping that that works, and good luck to the company for its future. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye for the week. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Tell your friends about the show, and if you've got some feedback, well, you know where to send it. As always, I'll be back soon with more ecoTEC goodness, so make sure you hit that notification bell to find out the minute a brand new show is uploaded. That way you won't miss anything. In the meantime, have a great weekend, make sure you do something fun, and don't forget to keep those wind turbines spinning by switching to New Zealand's only carboNZero certified renewable electricity company. Thanks for joining me. I'm Nikki Gordon Bloomfield. Ka kite. See you next time.